Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. This is week number 7 of the course Software Requirements Engineering, and today the topic that we will discuss is requirements elicitation. So before starting today's lecture, we will review the last week lecture contents. So in the previous lecture, we studied what is requirements elicitation and what techniques we can use in order to gather software requirements. So requirements elicitation is a way to gather software requirements by the use of number of techniques. Like the first technique we studied was interviews. The second one was the questionnaires. The third one was the background reading. The fourth one was introspection. The fifth one was the social analysis. The sixth one is the requirements workshop. And the seventh one, which we will continue in this lecture too, is brainstorming and idea reduction. So these are the contents of today's lecture. We will discuss the remaining features of this brainstorming session. We will discuss the storyboarding. We will discuss the prototyping. So let's start today's lecture. So continuing the brainstorming technique, we were focusing on prioritizing ideas. So once the grouping of ideas have stabilized, the ideas should be prioritized, since it is unlikely that all can be implemented, at least in the first release. So after grouping of ideas, as we studied in the previous lecture, that we have to group the ideas which will be relevant. Now this is the step to rank those ideas, because it is impossible that we will consider every proposed solution for implementation. For the solution of this problem, we will prioritize the given solutions. So the two ideas for prioritization are: number one, the cumulative voting, or we can say the $100 test. Each member of the group is given $100 in idea money to be spent on purchasing ideas. So basically every participant will have $100 in order to rank the ideas. So all the participants write down on a piece of paper how much they are willing to spend on each particular idea they think is important. So according to the list of proposed solutions, or ideas, every idea will be ranked that in a way that every participant will consider that how much he is interested to spend from that $100 to this particular idea, to highlight the importance of that information, solution. So all of them have voted with the dollars. The results are tabulated and the ideas are ordered based on the results. So the results were organized in a shape of tabulated form in which the order of ideas was based on the results. So it might be necessary to limit how much can be spent on a single idea. So for every idea, in order to prioritize, you have a limit that how much you want to spend on a single idea. This will help us to prioritize the effective ideas in order to search for the best ones. So the next method that we will use for prioritizing the ideas is the critical, important, useful categorization. So each participant is given a number of votes equal to the number of ideas. So if one participant has generated 10 ideas, then he will get 10 votes, 1/3 of which are critical. This is the category critical. 1/3 are important and 1/3 are useful. Each participant assigns 1 vote on the basis of the scale or the category, which is critical, important, or useful. So the results are tabulated, where a critical vote is given a value of 9, an important vote is given a value of 3, and a useful vote is given a value of 1. The ideas are prioritized based on the computed sums. So for the same idea, the responses will be summed up, and then we will prioritize the given idea. Now, what the category is saying is critical means that a stakeholder would not be able to use the system without that particular feature. So critical ideas are those ideas which are a very important part of that system, without which the stakeholder is unable to use the system. So important means that there could be significant loss of customer utility, perhaps even market share or revenue or new customer segment served without the feature. The feature is of significant importance, but if we will deliver the product without this feature, then the customer will have significant loss. Useful means nice to have. Means these are those ideas, if you will consider them, then it will be good. If not, so it will not affect the implementation. So each stakeholder is given only 1/3 of the votes from each category.